Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up and keep it going for Lonnie Bruhn.
About 4 months ago, I broke up. My girlfriend and I broke up, and that was weird because we broke up after a 3-year relationship, and it was truly the most beautiful and awesome and loving 3 years in a relationship that I've ever been in. In fact, I would say that I have never loved anyone like I love her. And I can honestly say that because in all of the women and relationships that I've been in, she's the only woman that I never cheated on. And that's, that is a stamp of approval right there. That's my way of saying, I love you. I kept my dick in my pants. I did it. Should get a ribbon for that. And I love her because she's not just loving to me, but she was loving to my children. She was loving and kind to her parents and to everyone she's ever met. So I loved everything about her. And she was very sexual in the bedroom. She was very open and kind and non-judgmental. And everything was just absolutely beautiful about her. So when we broke up, it was really tough because I've never been through this before. This is something so new to me. And I missed everything about her. And so, and I have not acknowledged this, but my girlfriend Hope, she's no longer my girlfriend. She's my ex-girlfriend. That's like the first time I really said that, put it out there. And I miss her, on a level that I've never, everything is like all about reinventing what I could do with her. I just want to connect with her on some level. So in a way, Hope has become my fetish. And that's really strange to me. I go to XTube and I want to masturbate to porn. And so the only way I could really masturbate successfully to porn is I have specific videos that I look up. I look up between 35 and 45-year-old women, and I want the women to be curvy, and I want them to have curves in all the right and wrong spots. I want breasts that look like her breasts. I want nipples that look like her nipples. I want her to look like her a little bit. I want the sounds. I want the breathing. I want to hear the orgasm that I would hear if we were having sex. I even want the couple to have some sort of love and connection that reminds me of what we had. And not all the videos have all of that. At all. But if I just even get one of those things, if I just even get a nipple, right, I will blow my fucking load that quick. I will just, I'm like, no, I hair. She winked the same way. And it's weird. It's weird. I didn't think that I would ever put search terms into XTube passion and loving, heartbreak, homemade. Kissing. I didn't even know that XTube even allowed those as search terms. It's just, shit came up and I'm like, wow, there are other sad people. And it's all just to get the same sensation. So I'm basically just masturbating to hope, okay? And you can take that however you want. Just repetitive masturbation to hope. But that wasn't enough. That was fun for a little while, but then I needed to get more real. And this happened, and I was not even expecting it. This was so weird to me. I'm not into weird shit like this. And I've never shared anything like this before, but it's so creepy to me. And I'm up in our room, and I'm getting ready to move out, and I'm grabbing my stuff, and I look over in the laundry, and I see a pair of panties. And I have this urge to sniff her panties, and I've never really understood why men wanted to sniff panties. I've always pondered on it. I'm like, why? But I understood right then why I wanted to sniff panties. I was very clear on that. That was something I knew I wanted to do. And it was very humbling. And I grabbed him and I sniffed him. I sniffed him because honestly, like, it was so visceral. I just wanted to smell her again. You know, I wanted to smell what we had, that connection that we had, and I wanted them to be fresh, like they just came right off her ass, you know. And so I'm sniffing them, and and it was so fucking hot to me. That turned me on, like, instantly. My hands got sweaty, and my heart started beating, and I started getting shaky, and it felt like we were gonna fuck, like, right there. And it was so hot because I could smell the sex on her, and that was so cool. And it was very, like, this is so shameful, but I stole those underwear. I put them in my pocket, and I fucking took them. I fucking took her undies. She's still, like, right now at home going, where are those fucking really cool undies that I had? And it's tough because, like, I felt so creepy and ashamed about it, but at the same time, I knew I was not going to ever have that kind of experience with her again, and that was really hurtful. So it was the one thing that I could take with me, you know. And it's like when someone dies, you know, you smell their hairbrush, or you smell their nightgown, or you smell like a nice shirt with cologne on it to remind you of what you had. She was dying to me. So I had to have that, and that was so, like, weird to take that with me. And then I go home, and as soon as I get home, I take off all my clothes, and I fucking jack off, and I sniff it, you know. And that's, like, I felt weird about it too. I did. But it was so fucking hot. Like, that is the best masturbation session that I had ever had. I just held it with my little crippled cerebral palsy hand, just sniffing and just fucking blowing a load. And I wanted to time it right, so when I blew the load, I didn't put it on my sheet, so I just rolled over real quick. And it's a sleep number bed, so it's kind of soft in one area and kind of hard in another area. By the way, if you're lonely, my sleep number is 4. It feels like a hug. so I even did this, like, and I don't masturbate to the underwear all the time. Like, it's a special masturbation moment for me. So it's got to be really. And one day I was just like, I'm horny. I need her again. I need her love. So I pulled off all my clothes, got the underwear out, put a condom on, and fucked a couch. Like, doggy style fucked a couch while sniffing the underwear in the couch. And it felt like I was doggy styling her. And oh fuck, that's the best hope fuck I've ever had. But I wanted to stop doing that. Really wasn't healthy. You know, I knew that. You know, I'm very self-aware. Unfortunately, I really wish I wasn't. And I wish I could have been like, that's not good. So I did what I wanted to go to the next level. I wanted an actual sexual experience, but I didn't want to get online and create a profile, so I went to Craigslist. And Craigslist, everybody sees Craigslist as sort of like the flea market of dating sites. But it's really not. It's so much more than that. It is better than any dating site because you can not reveal yourself to anyone, which makes it cool because then you could just read into other people's fantasies, you know, and you read and you start reading. I didn't think that I was going to read these fantasies and then been like, oh, it's like voyeurism literature, you know? And they're not revealing themselves. They're just revealing their fantasies. And I was that was cool to me. We were connecting, and a lot of them had the same lonely problems that I did. We were all in this dark spot, and I felt like I could reply to them, and I would write them and create this dialogue with them, and then I could even write my own ad, and again I started looking for women between 35 and 45 because I wanted to find some. The only thing I didn't do in Craigslist is actually write an ad that said, "Can you be Hope?" Can you play the role of Hope without freaking out? And then it became its own fetish to read all of these ads, and then I felt sad for them, because when you're sad, you start to see sad and beauty all in the same thing. So, and then I got this weird, shitty superpower of empathy of people that I wanted to connect with on Craigslist and fix them somehow. And I'm a writer, so I would write them, and this one woman, she was married and she was in a very unhappy relationship, and her husband, she was pretty sure, was out, fucking a bunch of other people, and they didn't have any love anymore. And she was like, I just want to sleep with one person. I want to cheat on him, but sleep with one person only one time, because I know he's doing it, and I just need affection and connection. And I felt so bad for her, but I wrote her, and I was like, hey, coming from somebody who's cheated on a lot of people, it is a rabbit hole that you don't want to dive into, because the minute you dive into it, even if you never sleep with someone ever again, that will rot away at your head forever. So maybe you should just tell your husband that you're at that point, and maybe you can find some sort of kinky fantasy that can blend together so you guys can save your relationship, so you don't have to put yourself there. I don't know why I wanted to fucking connect with her like that. I was just trying to help her out. I was like a really gross guardian angel. And another woman that wrote, she wanted to be degraded. And I think I'm a pretty kind guy, and I like people, and so I'm not used to degrading. But when you are in love with someone, you're also angry with them. You have the same love emotions, and on the same level, you have the same angry emotions. And her thing was like, hey, write me a pitch story about what you want to do to me, and if it's really dirty and degrading, I'll reply. So I was like, well, fuck yeah. I got a lot to say. I'm pretty angry. I got a lot of things in my head. I haven't had sex in a while because I didn't want to cheat on her. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna write her. And so I wrote her, and I'm like, hey, this is what I would do. I would pull your shirt down, and I would slap your boob. Because I like that. That's hot to me. I'm gonna slap your boob, and I'm gonna fucking slap your nipple, and I'm gonna slap it hard, I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to stick my fingers in your butthole. I'm going to bang butt you. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to sniff it. And then I'm going to sniff your butthole. I'm going to pull your ass apart, sniff your butthole, bang it, make you sniff my fingers, pull your underwear off, fuck your face with my dick, shove those butthole underwear into your butt, pull them out, put them in your mouth, and you'll shut up. You'll shut up and like it. And then I'll come on your nipples, because that's another little fetish of mine. Anyway, she didn't write me back, and she did not. And that was weird to me, because I was very confused. Like, in one side of my brain, I was like, I'm glad she didn't write me back, because that's horrible. But then I was like, was that not enough for her? Was that, and that bothered me, that she was like, oh, what a pussy, I don't know what more I could do in that situation. So then I went into misconnections, and And I always thought that misconnections was where you go and then you write, hey, I saw you at Safeway next to the broccoli. And I just thought, you know, who's going to talk to me later on misconnections is that girl. So I was hoping if you're reading this that we could maybe fuck in my van at noon because I'm hosting. But that's not misconnections at all. That is not misconnections. In fact, what blew me away about misconnections was that people go on there and write to the people that hurt them, the people that they miss, you know? And that was really weird because I get into this one email and I start reading the ad, and it's this ad, and I don't know if it's a woman or a guy, but it's like, hey, I just wanted to make this work. I wanted this to be something that we could have, and you would never listen to me. And I was trying to make this work, and I was trying to make everything that we had work, and I was trying to make our family work, and I'm bawling like I'm reading this email, and I'm getting hot because I'm like, oh God, shit, is that her? Is she writing me? Because it connected with me. Because when you read stuff like that, you're like, oh, that's me that they're talking to. It's a lot like a horoscope, you know, where you just wake up and read the horoscope and go, oh, it's cloudy outside in your heart. Oh yeah, that's fucking me. We're connected. That's my horoscope reading. So I was like, oh, and then I'm like, was it me? Did I write that when I was drunk last night? Masturbating, smelling to underwear. So that, you know, that wasn't working out. But it was, again, just trying to get to that point where I could relive something, you know, relive that connection with her. Hope. And oddly enough, my sexual experience did not happen on Craigslist. I was at a strip club, and there was a couple there. And this couple, they were coming on to me, and I don't know what I bring to the table that made them want to, but they were just my walker, and then, you know, she was very concerned about my health, actually. She was like, can you perform? And I was like, I will tear you up. I'm very angry. I haven't fucked in 4 months. It's gonna be bad for you. But before we even got to that point, you know, she leaves to go to the bathroom, and the husband, he starts like pitching. I'm like, no, I got it. We're gonna do this. You know, we're gonna. I'm so into this. You have no idea. Then she comes back, and so I know a little bit about the couples thing, and so I was like, hey, what are the boundaries? And she said, I'm not even joking. She says, well, my only boundary is that I don't want you to strangle me. And I was like, that's so cool, because I don't want to have to bury someone. That is a lot of work. I'm crippled. I'm not going to be good at that. And I think what you meant was choking. Strangling's very permanent. Okay. I bet you're also not into pillows on your face. I bet you're not into that, or drowning. Those are all things that people should avoid. I'm not going to light you on fire. I just need to get my fuck on tonight. So we get back to the place. We get back to the room, which I had to pay for, which is weird. I think we should have split it. You know, it's like $100 fucking. I'm a comedian. That's food for a week. We get back there, and I decide I'm going to do all the things that I wanted to do in that email that I wrote that one girl. You know, I'm going to test those fucking boundaries. That's what I'm going to do. So I started out soft. I'm like, I hit the little tit one time, a little pop, you know. Then I hit it again. Ooh, yeah, no, she likes that. I'm gonna fucking beat that, you know. And then I just start slapping her titties, and then I fuck her face. I just start fucking her face and talking dirty to her, and then I turn her around and I spread her ass and I look at her asshole, and then I smell her ass, and then I bang her ass with my fingers, and then I smell them, and You know, and he's just standing over there going, this is weird, you know. Never know what his position is in that. Does he have a broken dick? I don't know what's happening. He's probably thinking that guy doesn't have cerebral palsy. He's pretty active. I come all over her face and hair, and then I turn her over and I start fist fucking her, and she let me, and I was like, oh, she just let me do anything, and it was awesome. Like, it felt so good, you know. I got all of that tension out, you know, and just got it out. It was done, you know. And I felt, you know, and this was the one time I did not think of hope. It's the one time that I did not allow her in my head. And the reason why I did not allow her there is because I would never disrespect her that way. I wouldn't. I loved her. If we did things, there'd have been boundaries. We would have talked about it. It would have been safe. She's beautiful. I would never disrespect her that way. That was just me. That was just me letting off steam. And it's the one time that I never did anything to her in my mind. That was the one safe area that I could go. And that's part of the reason why, you know, I love that. And then you miss someone, you want them, and it's like she died. And I miss her. I miss everything about her. And it's hard to go through that. And you can't have it. And I'm respectful. I don't get into her space. I don't like drive by her. I'm not weird. I sniff her fucking underwear. You know? But I have boundaries. You know? She doesn't know I have the underwear. You know? And I'm so glad that I didn't get that woman's number, you know? Because I know, like, I'd be drunk one night and I'd call the husband. I'm like, can you please let me fuck your wife again? Can you please? I need that. Can she play Hope? And Hope is not a real name. It's just something that I continue to cling on to. And I'm hoping, because this is weird, like going through Craigslist, I wasn't really writing anyone. Nobody ever responded. I was just repeating the same story over and over and over and over again to myself to keep myself company. So yeah, Hope is not her real name. It's just something that I cling on to. And I'm hoping that tonight's story gives me a little bit of closure. Good night.